Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve, another in-the-car edition of the Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Tuesday, December 9th. I have already put up the puzzle for today, but I am back solving the puzzle from Sunday, December 7th, this past Sunday, and because I didn't get to it on the day of. This is a puzzle by Kate Jensen, apparently her debut puzzle for the New York Times. Quite unusual to have a debut on a Sunday. So congratulations to Kate on that. The puzzle is called Original Thinkers. And it being a Sunday puzzle, we will expect some kind of tricky theme and an expanded grid as we usually have on Sunday. So let's get solving for Sunday, December 7th, a puzzle by Kate Jensen. Fancy do's. So that might mean hairdos. It might be something like perms. Or I'm not sure what else, but we'll see. Well, let's check, actually. Solos at a party, say. Do we want, like, solo cups? The duck in Peter and the Wolf is played by the oboe. The future birthplace of Captain Kirk. He's from Iowa or something, isn't he? This looks like quaffs for fancy do's. Pest whose name is a homophone for what you might do when you see it. If this was quaffs, then what would this be? This looks like it might be U-boat. No, U-bolt. A bit of letter-shaped hardware, a U-bolt. Oh, flea. I see. You might flee when you see a flea. Fine. Okay. Then why are there two A's here? Victorian era prescription for melancholy. Oh, yes, it was sea air. You're encouraged to go to the sea and get some sea air. Gone to great lengths. Striven? Maybe dictionary tag abbreviation. Do we want something like colloquial or gone to great lengths? Rock climber's handhold. A crag in the rock, maybe? What is this? Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison power couple? That's really funny. That's awesome. Oh, it could be a variant. Okay, I'm going to go with striven for this. What would this be? Lake that's home to the world's largest freshwater island. Is this Lake Huron? That doesn't sound right. Oh, but it could be. To bite down hard could be to chomp. Let's see if this works. I thought the world's largest freshwater island was Manitoulin Island, which I didn't think was in Lake Huron, but maybe it is. I could have my geography mixed up. Suffix with okay, so it could be hypnotic or hypnosis. This is probably going to be an I then, one way or another. Harper Valley blank, 1968 hit. Not a clue. I don't even know what they're talking about. Samuel Morse, question mark. Samuel Morse was the inventor of Morse code. Sets of point in math. Sets of points in math. Sets of points. I want coordinates here. Sets of points. Loci, maybe? Oops. Could be. What then would this be? What's this? Is felt strongly. Is felt strongly. Resonates? No. Jeepers creepers. I don't know. Okay, let's go back up here and see if we can get more up here. Blank Jima. Iwo Jima, I believe. One of the Fab Four. Do we mean the Beatles? Paul McCartney? Count me out. I pass, maybe? Attended. Attended. Was at. Attended an event. Was at an event. Jelly you wouldn't pair with peanut butter. Is this aspic? I don't exactly know what aspic is, but I think that might be correct. Arabic greeting and farewell. Salam, I think. They'll make it up to you. Liars will make up stories to your face. Canned fuel used in making fondue. Oh, I don't know what this is called, but I can imagine it. Starter, perhaps? Do we mean an appetizer, or do we mean a fire starter? What do we mean here? Summer campers conveyance. Summer campers conveyance. What do you convey in a camper? Or by a camper? Do they mean a camper like a vehicle or a camper like a person? Too many questions. Sir Edmund Hillary. I would want a mountaineer or something. Edmund Hillary being someone who successfully climbed Mount Everest. But I can't really see firmly establishes. Like maybe this could be in something in shrines, or what if this was a T? Pied à terre, that could be a thing. That's just a sort of a place in a city that you don't normally live in, like a place to crash, basically, but for fancy people. Michigan in Chicago, abbreviated. Is it Michigan Avenue, I believe? Deposit that might gather interest. Oh, maybe it's not Michigan Avenue. Deposit? Oh, an ore deposit might gather interest for prospectors or miners. Furley, come out on top. Come out on top. I don't see that. Shoe covering. Leather? I'm going to have to move on to the next chunk here. Cantankerous captain of fiction. Captain Ahab, maybe? There are several to choose from, but maybe the most famous. Broadcast to squad cars in brief is an all points bulletin, APB. New York University based in Manhattan. New York University based in Manhattan with a P. Don't know. Slim margin of victory. Oh, maybe this is not Ahab. I would want, by a hair. You could say I wanted by a nose, but you could win by a hair. One chain, X, 1 furlong. One chain times 1 furlong. Are these units of measurement? Is this an acre? Pace University, maybe? Amelia, maid of children's literature. Amelia Bedelia. Maybe it's spelled like this. I'm not totally positive. Stumble or lurch, you could be said to reel. John James Audubon. Audubon, famous for the Audubon Guide to Birds. And the Audubon Society. Bird something. I don't know exactly what the theme is just yet. Russian crepes. Are these... I want blini, but that I think is the Polish version of that. This does look like mountain something, doesn't it? Come out on top. Crepes. Crepes. What if this is BLIN? Emmy-winning actor Ray Liotta, maybe? Grant a mortgage, say. Where one's trip begins. What kind of trip? Golly, that's cool. Lab provisions, question mark? Do we mean provisions like rules? Do we mean provisions like food? A bear of very little brain, that's Winnie the Pooh. Its showers bring flowers, abbreviated, that's April showers bring flowers. Is this bird brain? That could be. Loan to grant a mortgage is to loan to. I mean, I would have wanted to in brackets there, on both sides, but I'm not sure. Where one's trip begins from point A to point B might be your trip. Pittsburgh to Buffalo, direction north-northwest, I think. Or is it north-northeast? East, I guess. Lab provisions. Alpo? What is that? I don't know, but this is going to be neat. Mountain goat. That's so funny. The goat of mountains, Sir Edmund Hillary. Hilarious. I mean, the goat actually has Sherpa, I think. But anyway. Crazy horse and fellow tribespeople. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. Cheeky. I hope I'm right about mountain goat. This probably ends in an S here, right? Cuts back, probably trims back or something like that. Like some nails found in a drugstore. Oh, what are those, like, what do you call them? Glue on, or I don't know what you call those. Word after you or wanna. Wanna bet, you bet, wanna bet. That'll work. Bit of cacao, a cacao nib you could have. Jeepers creepers, yikes, maybe. Let's see if that works. Trees commonly confused with birches. Oh. Well, it'll end in S anyway. But I don't know if this is correct. Blank cat, scaredy cat, maybe? Cuts back, pairs back. Nullify. Oh. Cancel? No. Shoe covering? Still don't know. Alter as a t-shirt for a fish concert. Say. What? How do you alter a t-shirt for a fish concert? Not been to a fish concert. I'm not sure. There is a name for these. Paint on? That can't be right. Like the Red Sea after a visit from Moses, the Red Sea would have been parted after Moses was done with it. Is felt strongly. TV tavern visited by Mayor Quimby. That would be Moe's Tavern in The Simpsons. Oldest independent state in the Arab world. Oman? Really? Yeah, I guess so. Kofi Annan, I think, is the former Secretary General of the United Nations. Drone or queen, both roles in the ant world. Oui is to no as ja is to nein. Yes and no in French and in German. A hint or to hint. A tip? Don't like it. I guess this is going to be hypnotic after all, since we had loci here. Musical tool popularized by T-Pain. Tool, eh? Auto-tune? Auto-tuner, maybe? Hint. A hint, it could be a trace of something. Okay, fine. She shed's counterpart. What the heck is a she shed? Oh, a man cave? I've never heard of a she shed, but sure. Like beds on lazy Saturdays. Unmade, maybe? Yeah, okay. I'm more likely to make my bed on a Saturday than on any other day. And giving blank up the chimney, heroes. Giving a nod is Santa Claus. Sir Isaac Newton, motion detector. Detector of gravity, although it had been discovered before him. What about this? Samuel Morse. Cable guy? Right. So a guy who invented communication over cables. Personification of England, Scotland, and Wales is Britannia, and Harper Valley PTA, I guess, is the 1968 hit. I'm not sure what that's all about. Is felt strongly, runs deep. This still looks weird, but maybe it's not. To nullify. Negate? Okay, so I think this is going to be yipes, jeepers creepers, yipes, and then these are aspens, commonly confused with birches. I think that makes sense. And then this is negate. Shoe covering. What kind of shoe then are we looking for? Alter. Oh, right. Oh, tie-dye. tie, dye. Probably like that. Shoe covering. I still don't see it. Still don't know what kind of shoe they're after. Oh, press on nails. That's what I'm after. Okay. Want from. To want something from someone is to ask of them. Gives a thumbs up. Okays. Blank chart. Off the chart? No. On a chart? No. Self-proclaimed rap god. Rap god. Sorry if you can hear that scraping outside. It is snowing, and there are people clearing their walks. Is this Eminem? Rap god. Right. With love, musically. Amoroso is an Italian word meaning with love that people could use in a piece of music. Org chart. Okay, an organizational chart. Fine. Like many couples at theaters on a date, probably. Roof overhang. I wanted Eve here. Part of a wooden bench. Maybe this isn't on a date. Noble title. Maybe not on a date. Noble title. On dates. Many couples at theaters on dates. Okay. Noble title is an earl. A roof overhang is indeed an Eve. It runs hot. Lava runs hot and then stops running when it cools down. Part of a wooden bench, probably a slat. Encountered is met. Not just theoretical means real. Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, a dream team you could call them. Morning times in brief. AMs, antimeridians. Genesis, what is the genesis of something? The beginning or the... I don't know. Vous blank ici, French map phrase. You might say, vous êtes ici, you are here on a map. Henry Ford. Driving force? Maybe? McFlurry flavor, probably an Oreo McFlurry. Food and water, for example, are needs as opposed to wants. Cersei Lannister, the Game of Thrones queen. Is that the one portrayed by Lena Headey, I think? Like, I haven't seen it, but I think so. Like professional publications, edited, probably. Another bit of letter-shaped hardware. Oop, I'm just going to pause it and adjust the lighting here. Give me one moment. Okay, sorry about that. All right, bit of letter-shaped hardware, maybe an O-ring. A trap is a snare. Drab color for una casa. I don't know how to say it. I think it's gray probably they want here, but I don't know how to say it in Spanish. Weirdly spooky could be eerie. In other words, id est you could say if you want to say in other words. Kind of nurse or suit, a wet nurse or a wet suit. I guess this is gris. I mean, it's spelled this way in French too and pronounced gris, but I don't know. Galileo Galilei, a star watcher? Don't know if that's what they want. Let's check out these ones here. Give a darn again. Give a darn again. So darn, I guess darn socks. So mend, maybe. Arrival announcement. I'm here. To toil is to dredge, I think. Genesis could be the germ of an idea, the genesis of an idea. Wish one could take back is to regret, and that sounds awful. Could be ugh. Maybe this is drudge, actually. Dredge, I think, means to, like, separate layers of dirt or something. I don't exactly know. I think it's drudge, though. Drudge is to work hard. College located in Cedar Rapids, Michigan, or Iowa, or not sure which. Basic tentative of improv is yes and. Oh, Gregor Mendel. Mendel, what did Mendel do? Wasn't he the one that, no, what did Mendel do? CD. I don't remember. Farm Share Program for short. This is usually a CSA. What is that short for? Community... I don't remember. A urinal, according to Duchamp, is art. Duchamp was the guy who installed a urinal in a museum and called it art. Catherine of Best in Show and a Mighty Wind. Is this Catherine O'Hara? Rain on your wedding day, perhaps. Well, not ironic. I don't know what they want there. I still don't see what this shoe covering is. Maybe it's a technical term. Firmly establishes. Maybe it's not en. Detector like that? No. That's or it's got to be right. Motion detector's got to be right too. What's 66 down? Idealist. Idealist. Something I see at the end? Romantic? Maybe. Actress Rollins is Gina Rollins, I think. Outfit that they have a hood. A hood. Oh, an omen. Rain on your wedding day might be an omen. To geek out is to nerd out, I guess. Onesie might have a hood. Okay, fine. It's often rapped but never spoken. Is this wordplay somehow? It's often rapped but never spoken. Cheeky. French fashion initials. 3 letters. French fashion initials. Cattle calls. Maybe just moos. This looks weird though. Come out on top. No, I'm not. Prevail. Oh yeah. Okay. Bleenies? I thought bleenie was the plural already. Cheeky could be smart, but I don't think it is. Like many Russian housing blocks. I don't know. Made more enticing. To make something more enticing. Could mean etc. Doesn't always, though. I'm not sure. CD. Orville and Wilbur Wright. Air something? Indian flatbread could be roti. College located in Cedar Rapids. That doesn't look right. Cedar Rapids. Unexpected endings. Twists, maybe? Taxpayer IDs, social security numbers. Fyodor the First for one, a Tsar. Sonic the Hedgehog company is not Sony, Sega, sorry. Church staple. Church staple. Concerning. In re. Trips around the sun are years. Oh, an organ is a church staple. Oh, Star Witness. That's much better than Star Watcher. Oh, very good. Something for canines to sink their canines into. A chew toy. COE, I guess. College recording located in Cedar Rapids. I don't know what that is. Airheads. Orville and Wilbur Wright. That's fun. Remedies. Are these the noun? Is this the noun or the verb? Cures, maybe? That could work. Uncouth could be crass, in which case this could be etc. Sister to Lex Luthor. I don't know. CD. What? Hint could be a clue. Oh, CD character. What was Mendel all about? Was he the one who did the taxonomy of living things? Maybe. And was he into plants? I can't remember. Like many Russian housing blocks. Oh, what? Is this Lena or Luna? Made more enticing. What if this was an N? Sweetened? Sweeten the deal like that. Cheeky could be sassy. French fashion initials Yves Saint Laurent. Okay. Cattle calls. I still don't see that. Like many Russian housing blocks. Oh, often wrapped but never spoken. A gavel. You could wrap a gavel like that. Is that what we want? Cattle calls. Lows. Oglalas, maybe. Soviet era housing blocks, and the sister to Lex Luthor is Lena. Lena like that. Firmly establishes. En routes? Maybe? Starter, perhaps? A soup might be a starter. Is this stereo? No. Sterno? Summer camper's conveyance could be a canoe. Let's see if this is all right. Hey-oh. Okay. Well, that's a fun Sunday puzzle. I didn't quite understand everything. I'm going to try and fill in the blanks in the... if you're new to the channel, I have a section of the video description that's things I missed. There's definitely some things I missed in here. I'm not totally sure even about all the theme entries, but I will go over those. No revealer today. But if you think that if you're looking for an explanation of something that I didn't get around to explaining or didn't know, you probably find it there. So let's look at the theme entries then. The first one here, Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison are a power couple in the sense that they both are associated with inventing things to do with power, in particular electric lights and so on. So in that sense, they are a couple of people related to power, so a power couple. John James Audubon, famous for identifying and classifying birds and namesake of the Audubon Society. It could be called a bird brain. These are all, of course, sort of common phrases that aren't usually taken literally. A power couple is a sort of a influential or a famous couple. Bird brain, kind of usually a pejorative, to describe someone who's a little bit. Birds are sort of notoriously have small brains, although some are very smart. Anyway, a bird brain usually used as an insult. Samuel Morse, inventor of Morse code, in other words, sort of cable communications, could be called a cable guy, which normally is used to refer to someone who comes to fix your TV or internet connection. Sir Edmund Hillary could be called a mountain goat. He was probably the most famous person to climb Mount Everest, and so you could call him the goat, the greatest of all time of that particular mountain. Of course, a mountain goat is just a type of animal. Sir Isaac Newton, motion detector, associated with the discovery of or formulation of gravity. Or formulas for gravity. You could call him a motion detector, and in the sense that he is, at least apocryphally, detected the pull of gravity on an apple falling from a tree or something because it hit him on the head or whatever the tale is. Anyway, a motion detector usually part of an alarm system to detect motion from unwanted intruders. Then, Gregor Mendel, I still don't totally understand this. CD character, I will put the correct interpretation of this in the description under the things I missed. But I think he has something to do with the classification of living things and plants in particular. So I think that's why we want CD character there. Normally the phrase CD character used to describe someone who's suspicious or shifty. Henry Ford, driving force. Here, of course, a big force in the push towards motorized vehicles, the inventor of the Ford, founder of the Ford Motor Vehicle Company, and the phrase driving force more generally just to describe someone who is a catalyst or a big sort of force behind some kind of movement or initiative. Orville and Wilbur Wright, early aviators, flew the Kitty Hawk, first sort of manned flight of some 20-odd seconds or whatever it was, 12 seconds, I think. You could call them airheads, but airheads, again, like bird brain, often used as a sort of a pejorative for someone who doesn't, it's not very bright. Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, both famous psychoanalysts, and in particular associated with the interpretation of dreams. You could call them the dream team. The dream team normally used to describe a sort of a team that you dream of, a team that is sort of so good you could only imagine it in dreams. And finally, Galileo Galilei, who discovered some stars, but I think more famous for discovering planets. Is that not right? Observing planets? Anyway, more generally, you could call him a star witness in the sense that he was an observer of things in the heavens. But a star witness, more usually used to describe a key witness in a trial, for a prosecution or a defense. So that is the theme. Let's see if we can find some other fun clues here. Lab provisions, I still don't understand. I'm going to have to look that one up. Good reference to Winnie the Pooh here. This is a fun clue, just, thinking about how far medicine has progressed. And I just watched something about how the bubonic plague was transmitted. And, and also something about the assassination attempt of a president, where the assassination attempt didn't actually go... didn't succeed, but the president died anyway because of poor medical care after the, in removing the bullet and all that. I don't remember who the president was, but some historical U.S. president. This is a good clue. They'll make it up to you for liars. Summer campers' convenience took me a while for canoe, although it's fairly straightforward. Otherwise, I'm going to have to check whether this world's largest freshwater island is Manitoulin, as I thought. It may well be, and I just didn't remember that it was in Lake Huron. Deposit that might gather interest is a bit of wordplay for metal ore. Cattle calls got me for a while. I definitely thought moose first, but low is another sort of a word for, instead of an onomatopoeia for, a cattle sound, cow sound. I don't know what a gator is. I'm going to have to look that up and see. This is quite a fun clue. It's often rapped but never spoken for a gavel. What else here? Good reference to the Duchamp art piece. Give a darn again. Darn in the crossword almost always refers to socks. We have a twinned clues, bit of letter-shaped hardware down here, and then another one up here with the U-bolt. What else? This is a clever clue for oboe. Oboe often appears in the grid, but I've not seen this particular clue for it before. Solos at a party is fun for the solo cups there, the red cups that are mainstays at certain kinds of parties. What else? I am not familiar with sterno. I can imagine the sort of cans of fuel that you put under things to keep things warm, like fondue. I did not know that an acre was the dimensions of an acre were a 1 chain by 1 furlong. Okay, sure. This is a good entry. The clue is fine and not terribly misleading, but just that entry you don't often see. I'm still a little bit questioning of this one. I thought Blini was already plural, but maybe it's not. I think I've seen this one before, but I don't remember it. Oglalas for Crazy Horse and fellow tribespeople. What else? Didn't know that Oman was the oldest independent state in the Arab world. That's fun. I've never heard the word she shed before, but it makes sense as a counterpart to man cave. Press on nails took me quite some time. Farm share program, I'm gonna have to look up. I've almost been part of one of these before, but I just don't remember what it's short for. I think the rest of this was fine. Yeah, I don't think there was anything particularly tricky in the rest of this. So that is a great debut for Kate Jensen on Sunday, on this past Sunday, December 7th. And not too strenuous solve here. If you did like this solve, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see when I'm posting next, hopefully I'll have a little bit more light next time. Do hit that subscribe button and you'll get those notifications right to you. But for now, this is all for today, and we'll see you the next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.